My entire family demanded I terminate my pregnancy to save my cousin's bone marrow until my mother-in-law stormed in and said, "Touch her and see what happens. Part 2 this time around, I won't make the same mistakes. I will cherish my family, my children, and my beautiful life." James pulled me close. "If anyone so much as touches my wife or kids, they'll have to deal with me." I leaned against him, tears welling up as I smelled his familiar scent. Richard was getting anxious. "She must go to the hospital today. Delaying it further could endanger my nephew's life." She clapped her hands and charged forward. "Your nephew, who cares about him? My grandson is what matters." Aunt Deborah took the opportunity to kick my belly. "I'll kick you until you miscarry and save my son." James reacted instantly, slapping her so hard she spun and hit the ground. Despite being petite, Emily was skilled in fighting. She pinned Deborah down, grabbed her hair and slapped her repeatedly until blood dripped from her mouth. Richard didn't stand idly either. He got into a fight with my father-in-law, smashing things in the house to bits. Might as well just let it all burn down. As the chaos escalated, several policemen walked in. I was the one who called them. With all this chaos, there had to be some consequences, or it would be hard to clean up later. After the police understood the situation, they harshly criticized my parents. Upon hearing this, Aunt Deborah burst into loud sobs. "My poor son, I am useless." Then she pointed at me. "You heartless witch. I curse you to lose those two brats and die in the hospital." I delivered a resounding slap. "Officer, don't you think someone like her deserves this? Her son's life matters, but what about the two babies in my belly?" The police were furious, warning Aunt Deborah sternly that if she continued stirring up trouble, she would be taken into custody. I held my belly. "Honey, my stomach hurts. I'm afraid I might have a miscarriage." The family successfully left the scene of the commotion, rushing to the hospital in a police car. Just as we arrived at the hospital, a person suddenly slammed into me and collided heavily with my body. I screamed and fell to the ground. It was Uncle Harold who had run into me. The hospital I came to was where Michael was admitted. It seemed Michael had already briefed him on the situation, leading to this deliberate attempt to harm me and cause a miscarriage. James swiftly intervened with a kick that left him unable to get up. Margaret couldn't help but curse. "Your whole family is so wicked. No wonder your son got leukemia. No one should help you." The nearby police immediately restrained Harold. I was in excruciating pain, breaking out in a cold sweat. James picked me up and rushed towards the emergency room. Thankfully, the doctor gave me a shot just in time, saying if things had been a bit more serious, the child wouldn't have made it. If a 4-month-old child couldn't make it, it would have been an abortion. Eli's eyes, I would have lived 2 lifetimes in vain when I got back home. Margaret made me lie down on the bed and insisted that I should stay there. She would take care of everything for me. James stayed by my side, massaging my legs. Tom Carter, James' father, went out to buy lots of nutritious ingredients to make soup for me, worried that I might not be getting enough nutrition. Now that I have passed the morning sickness, my appetite is back in full swing.